Hello, and welcome to this first lecture on this new section on dynamic pricing and promotions. In this course, AI for marketing and advertising excellence. So, in this section, we will talk to you about how can you do excellence in dynamic pricing and promotions. And we will begin by taking a look at one part of that in this lecture of how can you use AI to adjust prices in real time based on demand, competitor pricing, and customer profiles. So that's what we will do. So let's take a look at how can you adjust prices in real time based on demand, competitor prices, and customer profile using AI to price your products dynamically. Any thoughts on that? Right. So using AI to adjust prices in real time, a strategy known as dynamic pricing allows businesses to respond instantly to changes in demand, competition, inventory, and customer behavior. And that maximizes revenue and competitiveness without sacrificing customer experience. Now, what are the various steps that you can take to use AI for real time price optimization? Let us take a look at as we go forward in this lecture. So first, let's understand how does AI help you to adjust prices in real time. See, what AI does is, it enables you to maximize revenue during high demand. So when there is high demand, you can maximize revenue, and then it allows you to stay competitive with real-time price matching with the customer expectations and competitors. It also personalizes prices for different customer segments and reacts instantly to market or competitor changes while clearing slow moving inventory without heavy discounting. So these are the five ways AI pricing on or this dynamic pricing uh, helps you run business better, right? So let's take a look at the things that we can do to analyze the smart pricing. How let's look at how AI can analyze the smart pricing. Any thoughts on that? So AI uses many data. It uses demand trends and it uses them to adjust prices when the demand drops or picks up based on the seasonality and time of the day. It uses the data on competitors' pricing, right? And what it does is it either undercuts or matches the competitor prices in real time. Also, it takes the data on segments of the customers and sets prices based on their willingness to pay, loyalty, and behavior. Also, it takes into account the inventory level. It needs data and inventory level to price higher when the stocks are low and urgency is high. And finally, it takes the customer data, in terms of their conversions, to learn potential optimal pricing from past successful sale. So these are the various data that AI uses to analyze for doing smart pricing, right? So let's take a look at what are the steps that you can take with AI to do dynamic pricing. So you need to start by setting your pricing objective. And there, your main goals, you need to set your main goals from dynamic pricing. It could be maximize profit, it could be increase conversion rates, it could be price comparatively, or reduce dead stock. And that will depend on your business objectives. What your business is, what are your situation, what are the challenges that you face, and what you want the pricing to do. Now, most AI tools let you prioritize objectives per category, per product. So you can set different objectives. Remember to keep that in mind. Second thing, what you need to do is to feed the right data into the AI engine. Now, what are the kind of data that you need? Primarily, it is historical and real-time data from product catalogs like SKUs, base prices, margins, sales history in terms of conversions, cart abandonments, etc. Customer profiles in terms of demographics, loyalty, and preferences. Competitors' prices scraped from marketplaces or tools or fed directly through you. Inventory level in terms of current stocks and reordering schedules. Now, what are the tools that you can use to feed all this data into the AI engine? You can use BigQuery, Google Analytics, Segment, or etc. etc. And you can also use e-commerce platforms like Shopify, WooCommerce, or Magento to feed the right data into the AI engine. The third thing would be to choose the right AI pricing engine or platform. So you have the objectives, you have the what you want to achieve, and you have fed the data. Now it's time to choose the right AI platforms. Now, what are these platforms and how to select them? So it's all based on the capabilities of these platforms and what you need. So there is PrisSync that can monitor competitor prices and suggest automated pricing. Then there is dynamic pricing.ai that has AI-based pricing for e-commerce. So if you're an e-commerce company, you could look at this. Then there's Sniffle that can do competitor price tracking and AI optimization. Then there is a platform called Zilliant that can do B2B pricing for complex product catalogs. Then there is Omnira Retail and BlackCurve, which is a multi-channel dynamic pricing model, real-time decision making. And then also you can use the familiar by now Salesforce Einstein pricing for commerce clouds, where you can personalize dynamic pricing with AI. So these are the variety of platforms that are available. Now, for developers, you could use Python libraries like scikit-learn, XGBoost, or PyCaret to build a custom pricing model. So these are a variety of ways. So you could use a ready-made model, or you could hire a developer, or if you are a developer, you can use Python libraries to build one for you. Then you deploy the dynamic pricing rules. You need to set rules in the model, right? So the examples of pricing rules, let's take a look at some of them. You could be putting a rule like this. If your product has less than 10 units and conversion rate is rising, increase price by 7%. And this should be based on your business acumen, findings, deeper insights that you get by running the business. If the second rule possibly could be, and as example, is a competitor drops by price by more than 5%, match price within 2 hours. And that's a rule that can help you deploy dynamic pricing. If the third possible rule could be a loyalty member sees a 10% discount on a cart value greater than $100. So whenever there's a loyalty member, which is if the cart value is more than $100, they could get 10% discount. So that is the kind of a rule you can set there. Another rule that you could use, for example, is increase price by 10% during high traffic hours, 5 to 9 p.m. Now, AI can continuously adjust these based on the live inputs, not just preset rules. So that's the beauty of dynamic pricing rules. Then you need to A/B test and simulate pricing scenario. Now, AI platforms often include simulators that can test what happens if your prices drop or increase. It can do A/B testing to show different prices to different audience and come and tell you what works best. It can do elasticity analysis to understand how sensitive each product is to price changes. And obviously, the goal is to balance short term revenue with long term customer lifetime value, right? So that's how you can do A B testing and simulations for pricing scenarios. Then you need to be mindful to ensure legal and ethical guardrails. And there you need to do few things like avoid price discrimination in protected categories like race, gender, etc., etc. You cannot discriminate based on the gender and pricing. That's illegal. So you need to be mindful of that. You need to price you need to avoid price gouging during emergency when there is emergency like medical catastrophe like COVID. Then you need to avoid getting into price gouging, right? And you need to avoid confusing or unfair pricing practices. So you need to know your legal and ethical guardrails to ensure where to where to do pricing optimization and where not to do. Now, AI should comply with local customer protection and competition laws. So you need to feed that into the AI system as well. Let's take a look at some real world examples. Now, Amazon uses optimal pricing to change prices millions of times daily based on demand and competition. So it's a great case for dynamic pricing. Similarly, is Uber or Lyft. It sets up surge pricing algorithm that adjusts rates in real time based on local demand. However uncomfortable, unhappy you may be with that. Then there is Booking.com, where AI adjusts hotel prices by region, season, and competitor inventory. Walmart also uses dynamic pricing. It uses predictive AI to optimize prices online and in store per zip code. Airbnb does the same thing. It uses smart pricing objectives tools to adjust rates based on the demand, seasonality, and competitor listing. So these are some very commonly used examples of dynamic pricing and very, very well used for business. Then let's summarize what we have looked at in terms of how to use AI to adjust pricing in real time. Now, first you need to do is to define goals, whether it is a profit, competition, or competitiveness or inventory control. Then you need to feed data on sales, demand, inventory, competition, customer segments. Then you need to pick the tools that are valid for you, useful for you, like Pricing, Omnia Retail, Dynamic Pricing.ai, Zillion, based on the use case and the capabilities of these models, as we saw earlier. Then you need to set rules. They could be time-based, stock-based, competitor-based. Then you A/B test and do simulations, etc., where you analyze results, tune pricing elasticity. And finally, you monitor, let AI adjust in real time while staying compliant. That's very critical. You need to stay compliant. You don't want to take a pricing decision which is non-compliant, right? So that's how you can use AI to adjust prices in real time. So what do we do next? So we will look at second lecture of dynamic pricing and promotion, and there we will talk about how to recommend personalized discounts to maximize conversions without eroding profit margins. So that's in store for in your next lecture. So thank you so much for watching this first dynamic pricing and promotions lecture in this course, AI for Marketing and Advertising Excellence. I hope you continuing to learn new things, continuing to enjoy, and I do look forward to see you again in the next lecture. Please feel free to message me if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer your questions, and do download the PDF file to take a look at anything that you need to.